afternoon, class. Let me hope that you are okay. Let me think that you ate, you are now stable to follow my lesson. As usual, before we begin a lesson, we have to follow the classroom rules. Rule number 1, we honor God. If you are honoring God, you will be attentive, you will respect my school rules. Another one, you should be attentive. You should be attentive in my lesson so that you can understand quickly. Thirdly, protect your materials, your books, your pens, and whatever. Another one, you need to be punctual when you are studying. You need to be active, you need to participate, each and everything. You should be always smart, as usual. A good student should be always smart. You should just use polite language, or you answer politely. Lastly, let us be time conscious. We shall use time. So, as usual, yesterday we studied about parts of speech, and we looked some of the parts of speech. Number 1 was nouns. So today we shall begin with nouns. Today we shall begin with nouns. How do you understand by the term nouns? According to your seeking capacity, how do you understand it? Yes, a noun is a naming word. A noun is a naming word. We have many nouns or classification of nouns. Can be a name of a person, names of people, names of mountains, of place, names of things. For example, we have names of people. Here we can have Peter. Peter is a name of a person. John. Lastly, Sam. Then names of a place. We can use cities like Kigali, Nairobi, and Dodoma. Then names of things. We can use lakes, rivers, and whatever. So let us go to classifications of nouns. Classification of nouns. Number 1, we have proper nouns. Proper nouns. In proper nouns here, we can use the names of people, we can use the names of mountains, we can use the names of cities, we can use the names of lakes and rivers. For instance, names of lakes. Lake Kivu. Lake Kivu is a proper noun. This name, this is not a common noun. It is not common. Here we have proper nouns. I mean common nouns. These are the names which are commonly used. We use them from different areas. For instance, examples. Let me first write the definition. These are names commonly used. For example, we have a chair, we have a table, we have a spoon. These names are common. You may find them elsewhere, not here alone. Then we have another type or another classification of noun, countable nouns. Countable nouns. How do you understand by the term countable nouns? I think in P4 and P5 we looked on countable nouns. These are nouns we can count. For example, these are names or nouns we can count. Examples, we can change them into singular or plural. Examples, a table, tables, because you can have one table or two tables. You count them. A chair, chairs. Then we have another classification of nouns, uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns, these are nouns we cannot count. For instance, these are nouns we cannot count. For instance, I'm going to use a simple term. For instance means for example. For example, salt. You cannot count salt. Have you understood? I know. Oil. You cannot count oil. It is impossible to count oil. Another thing, milk. You cannot also count milk. We just count liters, 2 liters of milk, 3 liters, but you cannot count milk. Another one is third. Third. We call it third. You cannot count third. Then we have another classification of nouns, that is abstract nouns. Abstract nouns. Abstract nouns, these are the names of feelings. You cannot see them by your eyes. These are the names of feelings. You just feel to do something. You just feel to do something. But you cannot count, you cannot touch, even you cannot think. Or idea, we cannot see them. We cannot see them. If we call them feelings, for instance, those are invisible things. For instance, that is wise. To be wise. Somebody is wise because he's doing clear things. The noun of wise is wisdom. That is wisdom. Somebody passed the test because of his wisdom. Another one is log. The noun is length. For the side of long and length, we can use lines. You can use this line and this line. This one is horizontal and this one is vertical. To measure from here up to here, that is the length. You would like to know the length of horizontal line, then you would like to know the width. So which means that is wide, then width. Another example I can give you, that is ugly. Ugly. Somebody is not interesting. You look like ugly. You don't have the interesting face. People are fearing you because of the way you look like. So the noun is ugliness. Ugliness. Some people are fearing you because of your ugliness. You have a gloomy face. That is ugliness. Then we have another classification of nouns. Collective. Collective nouns. Collective nouns. Collective nouns. These are names that stand for a group. These are names that stands for a group. We call it the collective noun. It is the collection of names. For example, a team, okay. Since we began from here, let me think that some of you understood what I'm doing. This part, we shall do it together. I will not do it alone. So let us look on collective nouns. Because you have understood what nouns mean, we shall join names and we make a group name. We shall join names, then we make a group name. For instance, a team of players. A team of players. If you gather players in one place, we call it a team. A team of players. Players are gathered in one place, we call it a team. A class of students. A class of students. Students are gathered in the same room, we call it a class. A flock of sheep. The group of sheep, they are gathered in the same piece of land, we call it a group. A choir of singers. A choir of singers. If singers are gathered, they make a choir. One singer plus another singer plus another one, you make a choir. Then, lastly, a fleet of cars. A fleet of cars. If cars are many in the same piece of land, we call it a fleet. For instance, we have a fleet area here in Ichigari. We call it the Dubai Port. You may find cars are there gathered So we call it a fleet of cars. So lastly, we started from here. I think you have understood the lesson. Let me think that by the end of the lesson, every student here will be able to answer my questions. So can you do this small exercise? What is a noun? State 3 classifications of nouns. Lastly, write the abstract noun of white, long, and wet. Okay. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your attention. We shall meet next day. Thank you very much. Thank you.